Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video. And it's Saturday, so I'm back with another slasher review as part of the TheHORROrmans Slashback Slasher Challenge series. And this week's theme was 90s slashers, so pretty straightforward. Just watch and review a slasher movie that came out in the 90s. So I think this is a pretty cool theme. The 90s is an interesting time for horror, and it's often a decade that not many people ever really talk about. So this should be interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty interested to see what everyone else decides to review for this week. But anyway, with that being said, I'm here to review Uncle Sam. This one doesn't really get mentioned too often. I don't really ever hear too many people talk about it, which is the main reason why I wanted to review this one. Plus, it's probably been 5+ years since I've last seen this one, so I thought this was a pretty good opportunity for me to rewatch it. Okay, so Uncle Sam centres around a deceased war soldier, Sam Harper, and basically he ends up coming back to life. It's the 4th of July, Sam's family and the members of their small town are celebrating 4th of July, and he basically comes back and decides to start killing people who are unpatriotic towards America. So that is pretty much the storyline to this one. Now I'll move on to my thoughts on Uncle Sam. So, as I've already mentioned, it had been quite a while since I'd seen this one, and I could remember liking it, and I thought this would be a pretty cool one to review and just revisit since it had been quite a while since I'd done so. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one, guys, and unfortunately I don't think I quite enjoyed it as much as I remember doing so originally. That being said, it's not a bad slasher. There were some elements that I really liked about this film, but then there were also some that really kind of let the movie down, honestly. So first and foremost, we'll talk a little bit about the location. So this one was basically entirely set in a small American town, which I really liked. It captured that small American town vibe really, really well. And of course the whole movie pretty much centered around the 4th of July celebration, which was pretty interesting. I'm no expert on the 4th of July because we don't really celebrate it over here in Australia. We actually celebrate something earlier in the year called Anzac Day, which is basically like a big public holiday, a memorial day to the soldiers who fought from Australia and New Zealand. So I guess that's kind of technically our 4th of July. But I thought they captured the whole 4th of July really, really well. Yeah, it had a great 4th of July vibe, I thought. So that was really, really cool. That was one big plus. Plus the fact that I cannot think of another slasher movie or really another horror movie that is centered around 4th of July. So it's kind of unique and a little bit different in that aspect. Now I'll move on to the characters. The characters, honestly, for me, were a little bit hit and miss. The two best characters, in my opinion, were Jody, who was the young boy in this one. He was Uncle Sam's nephew. He was fantastic. I thought for a child actor, he pretty much carried this movie. And he really needed to be, because technically he was kind of the main character. And I also really liked the retired war veteran who ended up teaming up with Jodie throughout the film. He was really, really cool as well. Unfortunately, most of the other characters were pretty bland and not really all that interesting, and kind of almost felt like filler to me, especially Jodie's mum. Yeah, I didn't care much for her character much at all. There were some really pivotal moments where she needed to act in a certain way and she just didn't do it. There was one scene where the guy that she was dating ended up dying and she was there snacking on a packet of popcorn, and it was kind of like, oh, he's dead, okay, whatever. Yeah, a lot of the characters just lacked emotion in certain scenes, and I know this is a horror movie, a kind of a more low budget horror movie, I guess, and it's not meant to be taken too seriously, but I thought the acting could have been a lot better, and the acting is very 90s, so yeah. But in saying that though, I did enjoy Jodie's character. I thought he was really, really good, and as I said, also really liked the retired war veteran. He was great. And there was a moment, I'm not going to give anything away, but they ended up teaming up, the war veteran and Jodie, and the way they ended up defeating Uncle Sam at the end of the film was really, really awesome. Moving on to Uncle Sam himself, I thought he was a pretty awesome killer. I really, really liked him. So basically at the beginning of the film he ends up getting shot down. He's a helicopter pilot or an aeroplane pilot, and he ends up getting shot down by friendly fire. So he's pretty pissed off with this, and he ends up coming back to life from the dead, and I really liked his look. He is dressed up for most of the film, but you also see him out of costume, and he definitely reminded me of Zombie Jason, so I really liked his dead look. And he also wears an Uncle Sam 4th of July outfit, which there it is there on the cover, and that looked really, really cool. So yeah, I liked the killer. Unfortunately, another major issue that I had with this movie was the kills. So pretty much every kill happens off screen and you just see the aftermath. And I have a massive issue with that, especially when it's a slasher movie you're watching. I like to see the kills. Now, there were good variety within the kills. There were some really good kills, but as I said, they were all off screen. Now, I can kind of forgive a movie that has 1 or 2 off-screen kills, but when they're all pretty much off-screen, to me, that's inexcusable. So, yeah, I was really disappointed with that. Just lazy to me. So, yeah, that was a big con that I also had with this film too. So, yeah, I'm kind of split on this one. I'm kind of 50-50 on the middle. There were some good aspects that I like, and then there were some pretty major issues that I had with this film. But before we wrap up the review though, I do want to quickly mention there were a couple of other elements that I really liked about this one. This one had some good underlying themes throughout, especially around family and domestic violence, and also the true meaning of a hero. And Jodie learnt some good lessons within this movie too. The fact that not everyone is as good as they seem. So yeah, there were some pretty good messages and themes throughout this movie, which I did appreciate. But yeah, some of the acting was a bit iffy, and the fact that there were no on-screen kills really kind of let the movie down. Plus, this one has an extremely slow start. It doesn't really kick into gear till about 45 minutes into the film, and it's only an hour and a half long. So kind of slow going at first, but yeah, I don't know, that's really all I really have to say on this one. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as I remembered liking it when I saw it all those years ago. But yeah, that is pretty much my thoughts on Uncle Sam. It was definitely interesting to revisit this one, and again, I wanted to rewatch this and review it because not many people talk about it. Quickly though, before I go, I do highly recommend this Blu-ray from Blue Underground. The transfer looked fantastic, so it is a really, really good release of this movie. I have no idea if this thing is out of print or not, but yeah, if you can track down this Blu-ray, I definitely recommend this release. Anyway guys, that is it. That is my review for Uncle Sam. If you've seen this movie, I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts on it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you have some of the same issues that I have with this movie? Let me know in the comments. Now, if you haven't seen this one, it's kind of hard for me to recommend. I don't think it's a bad movie, but I'm kind of in the middle of the road with this one. So if you're a slasher completist, I definitely would recommend it. I mean, it's worth at least watching once. But yeah, that is that. So that is it for this review. I'll wrap it up now until next Saturday when I'll be back with another one. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and as always, thank you for watching.